Spieth with his tee shot.
Goodness.
Oh, this one's a quick hook left, Billy. Straight into those eucalyptus trees. I did not see where that dropped.
Well, he is really struggling this year. He's going to go this way.
He decided to play in the Sony just a few days after Christmas following a good day of practice, and he said he knows what went wrong in his game last season, and this off-season has been focused on fixing it.
I know I'm working on the right things, and it took me a while to figure out what that was, and now I know I'm working on the right things with every part of the game to get back on track and get to where I'm as consistent as I can be and how I've been before. And I think it's a matter of time, but I need on-course, in-tournament reps as well to continue to kind of speed that up. I'd love to get back in the winner's circle. Been itching. I only really had a couple chances last year, so this tournament was up in the air given I wasn't in Maui this year, and decided that I really wanted to come down here. I like the golf course a lot. The hospitality's fantastic. The weather's perfect, and really could come down and try out the very little work I was able to put in, but at least kind of knock some rust off and gather some information about where I'm at.
I just want you to give me a couple of minutes on Jordan Spieth. And what I'm going to ask you is, and I mentioned this last week with Jeff Shackelford, Spieth's 25th in the world now. He's had just one top 10 worldwide since the Masters last year. And he's making – the problem I'm seeing more than anything is the big numbers. You know, when people make a lot of big numbers, that's a red flag for me. I think he's made 9 doubles or worse this season, including 2 or more in 4 straight events, his last 4 events. This can't just be ball striking with Jordan Spieth at this point, right? I mean, at some point it's a little bit between the years.
No, it's ball striking. It's his golf swing. His golf swing is, look, it's stripped of a lot of the athleticism that he had. You know, he used to have a great trigger move to get the golf swing going. His trigger move is almost non-existent. His trigger move is almost non-existent. His golf swing is much, much shorter than it was, so he doesn't have the time. In transition to let things gather. You know, he's not as deep into his right hip. You know, he's not as deep into his right hip.
I'm really trying to load. So what that means is with this right side, as I take my backswing, I want to try and keep it very, very stable and keep this going back instead of going like this. So as I take this back, my weight should shift into this leg, but this whole leg right here should hold really steady and then let my body kind of go over the top of it. It gets me a nice full and complete backswing.
The golf swing's not in the same spot at the top of the club's not in the same spot at the top. Doesn't hang the way it used to. It used to have just a hint of a cup in his left wrist at the top, and the club hung beautifully right down the line. Now it's more laid off. He's got more of a bow in his left wrist, which puts his right arm at a more acute angle and in a bad spot to begin the downswing. I mean, you put all those things together. I mean, look, they might have happened to him incrementally, but I mean that's how people go broke,
right?
Incrementally, and then one day they wake up and they're broke. It's like, and so you know, this has been an incremental slide in the wrong direction. And all of a sudden now then he's got, you know, 4 or 5 things that are, look, I think he could fix them in an afternoon. I really do. But in my opinion, his golf swing has just been stripped of the athleticism that made it. I've always thought his golf swing was one of the best on tour, but it's not now, not at all. And it's look, I mean, he can still turn it around, but it's 3 alarm fire right now. I mean, it's warning time for sure.